Alright everybody, today we have our cutest bomber in Teyvat, Klee, and it's going to be a little bit different video today because I do not have Klee. We will do half like this and half with the Yanfei as cover for her because of weapons and artifacts that I cannot enter when I'm in the archive. So the build that we are going with Klee is going to be definitely only DPS build. I do know that she does have some supportive capabilities in her kit, but DPS build is the one that suits her the best. So starting as always with the weapons, her signature weapon is Lost Prayer, right? So that one should be the best in the end. And we do have some other 5-star options with crit main stat, and she's scaling from attack, so if you don't have those, you have Atlas in the end. But hey, when it comes to some 4 stars, Visit is going to be awesome option. It's the best weapon for the DPSs when it comes to 4 stars. And we do have some other as well. Let's say the battle pass weapons if you did go for them. Some craftable weapons as well with the attack in the substat, as you can see. And maybe there is few other options which I do not own, so I can't remember at the moment, but leave it in the comments if you're using some other weapons on Klee. Next we have artifacts. So the best artifact set, just because the Klee is one of the characters that is all the way from the beginning, should probably be the Crimson set. She's dealing only pyro damage and her bombs are dealing pyro damage, so I do believe that Crimson set is going to be the best one. When it comes to Yanfei, here we have Wonder set as well with the high percentage of usage, and just because we all have Wonder set that is going to be ridiculous when it comes to substats, you can go and try out Wonder set and Crimson to compare them. Unfortunately, I do not have all characters in this game, so I'm not going to be able to try it out, but as I said, Crimson set is the one that I would use nonetheless, and I do believe that that one is going to be the best option on Klee. When it comes to main stats on artifacts, you will go with the attack, pyro and crit. Getting to talents, you will want all 3 to go at the maximum. And when it comes to passive ones, the first passive is really interesting. So when you are using her skill and normal attack and you deal some damage, of course, there is 50% chance to obtain the explosive spark, which means that you will not consume stamina with her next charge attack and your damage is going to be increased by 50%. The second one is going to give you 2 energy to every single character in your team when Klee crits with the charge attack, which if you build her correctly should happen too often. And you will have all of your bursts full all the time. Lastly, let's talk about constellations. So the first constellation is going to summon sparks when you are attacking with normal attacks and skills, and it is dealing 120% of her burst's damage. Second constellation is something that not many characters do have, and that is decreasing defense of opponents. I mean when they are hit with a skill, but 23% of defense is decreased when they are hit, which is rare in this game, so the second constellation is kinda special. When it comes to fourth constellation, when Klee leaves the field, bombs from the burst are going to explode and deal 555% of attack as AoE pyro damage, which is going to be incredible boost when it comes to burst damage. And the sixth constellation is going to allow all of your characters to regenerate energy while under the effect of the burst from Klee, and after the burst is used, all of party members gain 10% of pyro damage bonus. So she's going to boost even others, but hey, it is only obtainable at C6. We do have C2, which is decreasing defense from enemies, but in the end you do need those constellations to make her have those support capabilities Before those constellations she doesn't have any, she's just pure DPS. Even with these ones she still is just a DPS. You can boost pyro damage and other characters, but is it really worth it? 23% of defense and 10% of pyro damage, or even only 23% of defense. I don't think it is worth it. So still sticking with only DPS build, but she does have some boosts as a support as well. And lastly we have teams for Klee. So you can build, firstly, let's talk about Mono Pyro. You can build her with Bennett. And where is Zhanling? Here she is. And Kazuha. You can build her this way. You have an option as well to put Sucrose here, and instead of Zhanling you can also put Ember, because she does have pyro damage bonus in Constellations. There are some other options when it comes to Vaporize teams. You have Xingqiu, you have Yelan. You do have now Furina, and she's going to be amazing booster in this team. Then also you have Shenhe, she's going to boost normal attacks, skill and burst, and she's applying cryo, which means that you have an option to melt as well. Then you can put Ventis weapon on Ganyu and make Ganyu as a support while you are still being able to melt. You have Zhongli, who is going to boost either way. Yunjin can help you out if you are using more normal attacks and less charge attacks. Then there is Lisa, who can help you, but I'm trying not to put any electro characters just because of the overloaded and all enemies are going to fly away. And as I saw, Klee doesn't have a big range when it comes to attack. So it's going to be a little bit tricky if you're going with overloaded in these teams. We have Shilonen, who is going to decrease absolutely every element. And there is probably some other characters which I forgot just because I don't have all of them. So they don't all come up to my mind at this very moment. But hey, you can get 125 elemental mastery from Albedo. You can get some damage boost from Mona. So there are many options, but the best team that you can go for could probably be this one, or at least I would go with this one, and that would be the first team that I would try out, just because of the Vaporize option, and Furina with her minions is dealing a lot of damage. So even if you do not Vaporize with Klee, still Furina is going to be crazy sub DPS, and you will not want to change her because she's going to boost absolutely everyone with her burst. To end this video, I'm going to answer just one question. Do I regret not pulling for Klee? Well, I don't regret not pulling for her, because there are so many better DPSs when it comes to Pyro element, and we are just going to get Mauvika, who is Pyro Archon, and hopefully she's on the level with Arlecchino. But we will have to wait and see that. So no regrets of not pulling Klee. She is cute, she does have some nice animations, but in the end, yes, there are so many better characters. But you never know in the future when it is going to be possible to get maybe even all characters easily, or if I accidentally pull on the wrong banner, you never know. So yeah, until the next video.